Frankie, a few days ago, you posted something up online, didn't you, about that it's OK not to be OK. Yeah, that's a still. That Christmas isn't all parties and presents, that sometimes it can be quite difficult. And you had such an amazing reaction online. I was reading through it and I was like, I'm very proud of my friend. But what is it about Christmas that you find quite difficult? What is it about it?
I think a lot of people do. Like you said, like loads of people kind of commented saying they felt the same. And I am literally Mrs. Claus. I love Christmas. I love the lead up to it. I love the decorations. And I just kind of was aware that I'd kind of had this low moment and I thought I'm going to share it because at the minute all anyone's seen is me out having all my Christmas parties and, you know, out with the girls and it all looks fun and games. And actually, often around this time of year comes a lot of pressure for everyone, I think. You know, you can't necessarily do exactly what you want to do. It's if your family want to see you, you're travelling here, there and everywhere, you're trying to keep everyone happy. We've all got to do the shopping. Have we got enough? Is it the perfect Christmas that you see online? Has everyone got all the presents they need? And especially this time of year, I think for everyone, it's going to be more of a struggle. And I just think, for me, although it is something I love, sometimes I find when I'm supposed to be happy in a situation, when I'm supposed to feel a certain way, I feel that pressure. And for me, often the time between Christmas and New Year is the hardest because I just don't really know at what point I'm supposed to be at. I've done the lead up, I've done the rushing, getting ready, we've had Christmas Day, and then you're waiting for New Year's Eve where I'm like, am I supposed to still be stuffing my face with mince pies and leftover turkey, or am I supposed to be on a juice cleanse now because I've started New Year, new me, and when do I go back to work? And I just think there's a lot there, and actually by sharing it, so many people felt the same, but equally I wasn't sure whether I should because I don't want to make people feel... I don't know, like bring other people down if they're feeling festive.
But isn't that the pressure that lots of people feel under, that we're supposed to be happy at this time of year? And actually, there are people who aren't OK and they should feel like they can talk about that.
Exactly, yeah. And it should be about, you know, being friends and with family. And if that is how you're feeling, you should be able to feel that. But I think, as we all know, it's kind of, there are a lot of expectations.
Yeah. I think you're responsible for your own sadness, though, aren't you, really? Because I wrote an article about being more selfish, being more... I was calling it being healthily selfish. Because I think that people do put too much pressure on themselves and they're so obsessed with everything being perfect and like... I had a friend, seriously, had a breakdown because she couldn't find the napkins she needed. And I thought, no, I'm not even joking, that's true. And I thought, oh, what? Who cares? Get a bit of kitchen roll. You know, people are just going to wipe food on it. What's the point? And it was... I just thought, you know, just stop it. Just sit down and calm down and stop. It doesn't have to be perfect. And that time in between Christmas and New Year, I absolutely love it because it's over.
But it's not, because life still hasn't returned back to normal.
Well, no, it hasn't, because the tree's still up and it's looking a bit sad because Christmas is finished. But no, I'm loving Christmas this year. Normally, I feel like that all the way through Christmas because I don't like it. I just see people going mad and going, you know, going nuts. But this year, I love it because for the first time ever, Mark and I are going to be in our house on our own. On our own. Nice. With no people around and no one. We're going out for lunch on the Christmas day and I can't wait for it. And I'm really, really, really excited for once.
Oh, it's nice.
I know,
but I think you have that kind of personality, though, where you can say that. You can be like, I'm being healthily selfish, and that's amazing. And I agree, more of us need to be like that. I would love to be like that.
Are you going to be healthily selfish this year?
Yes, I am. In case anyone is watching, let me make that very clear for you. I'm going to be healthily selfish.
Not even healthily.
You know, but the thing is, I remember about 4 years ago, it was 10 days straight from, like, literally the day before Christmas Eve, up and down, visiting so much people, and then by the 10th day, I was exhausted. And I said, I'm not doing that again. And obviously, with lockdown and so on. And last year, you know, I had a very small Christmas, a few friends over and so on, and a lovely time. I did, like, cook a lot of food. But growing up, I saw my mum always, like, struggling, making sure she was cooking all the big food and the West Indian food and the British food, and we'd be cooking through Christmas Eve night to Christmas morning, and then by the time you're done, your ankles are swollen, you're tired. I was like, I'm not doing that. So this year, I think I'm having the most simple, either cook a little bit or I'm going to go somewhere else and eat.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry everyone, no one's not seeing me. Just,
Yeah, because you don't enjoy it yourself.
No, and I think
you're going to do the same.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same, really. I'm working Christmas Eve for the news. I'm working on Christmas Eve. I finish late, and to be honest, I can't be bothered to do the big thing on Christmas Day.
No.
So I'm going to be healthily selfish too. I love that.